Hey guys, Solarkneecaps here with another episode from Iron to Masters. Though if the last game was any indication, maybe it's going to be Iron back to Iron. So we ran into a little bit of some unfortunate luck, just a hair. But we've focused these next. I think this is going to be last episode, this episode, and probably the next episode, really going more into. And I wish I had more than 30 seconds to really talk about some of these augments, about which augment to choose. You know, we've gotten some hints that maybe they're going to be in some of the other sets. So it's in our best interest to kind of focus up and see exactly why we should pick what particular augment. And while we're still just going to talk about some of the basic fundamentals of itemizing your front line, playing around your augments, not trying to force anything too much. Don't get to... Oh yeah, it's a new Chibi Jinx. How adorable. So again, that's why we just picked probably the most flexible item in the game, which is armor. And we're going to go from there. In our last episode, we played a clear mind round, or a clear bench round, which I don't typically play the clear bench, clear mind augment, but it definitely worked out in our favor in terms of getting to 9 very quickly and building a pretty strong board, but with a little bit of low rolling, you'll be surprised on how much you can, on what the game can get you. But we'll go ahead and just buy all the units. Just put TF in there, doesn't really matter. So we got a lot of gold and a reforger, so that even gives us the opportunity to really pivot. Alright. Okay, alright, well, potential Sunfire, not the greatest, but not the worst. Alright, so here we have a couple of options. So, if we're... Obviously, we don't have any backline items, and we have the Reforger, so that kind of allows us to play any, more of a, force a particular, AP versus AD. Scholar Crest is definitely not the worst, since it does kind of essentially give you the extra Scholar to probably play some sort of Force Scholar board, and Heimerdinger is not awful. So we're going to initially scout and see if there's anyone. Portable Forge is fantastic. So no one else is playing Arcanist, or at least in terms that has the Arcanist spat. So I think that's what we're going to aim for. That's not a comp that we've really played too much recently. And wow, we actually got pretty fortunate with how many different... I mean, we're going to be sitting on a lot of Arcanists. So, and then Instant Injection to me is just not super value, as yeah, it's just kind of a low-powered augment because, one, it forces you to play particular Chemtechs. Not that Chemtechs are bad, but, the idea of... Wow, okay. Let me just go ahead and... I'm going to do a couple of things here so I don't forget. So we're going to say no, 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 yes, you, congratulations, and here, 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 here. Alright, that's it. Simple as that. So, instead we're kind of opting to kind of go into the Arcanist route. It allows us to play a lot of different units, a lot of different carries. And, we're going to hope to either play Lux, or Mouse, or Victor, these sorts of things. I think Victor got a slight buff. I'm trying to remember now. But we went ahead and we slammed Morello since... It's just a really good item on TF. It allows us to win streak very hard, and it's fantastic on a lot of different late game carries. There's even the potential that if we just happen to hit Kaisa 2, we don't have to play 4 Arcanists. We can just play, maybe just 2 Arcanists, and just to get the AP value on everybody. So. But obviously we're, Arcanist is what we're going to be aiming for. Now in terms of my positioning, if they're... I didn't scout for any Blitzcranks, but if there were any, we just want to make sure that they would pull our Ziggs before they would pull our TF. Kind of looking around here. Okay, not the worst. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Did I just fight this guy? Wow, he definitely got a bit of a boost. So we're going to go ahead, and Swain's actually a pretty good frontline carry. So we'll go ahead and let's kind of clear bench, kind of empty out what we have on board here a little bit. Of course, Echo's on our TF, but it is what it is. It's alright, TF. Everyone else is over there, but I believe in you. the cleanup. Yeah, but I don't think taking Scholar was awful there. Then you would probably want to look into playing 4 Scholar, because it's pretty easy to fit 2 Scholar into most boards. That allows you to, because like if you think you have like Jaina Yumi, like you could fit Jaina Yumi into a lot of comps, and they're very good. Or, Jaina, anything else. So it's usually, super optimal to allow you to go 4 Scholar and to, it gives you a lot of options. So first, let's make sure we're not playing Blitzcrank tax here. Okay, there is that potential, so make sure that he'll grab our poor Ziggs instead. Or facing Google.com. No wonder he has enough money for that skin. Alright, well, we got the Battle of TFs, but unfortunately mine has Morello's, which makes him just a little bit better. And the fact that he gets a little extra AP. So again here, we have the option of making 10, re-leveling, or both. In this case, obviously, I'm going to keep my pairs, and there's no reason for me to pre-level, but instead I'll just grab probably the highest value unit here, just to make 10, since we're still making 10. And, okay, I mean, we got a Vex, it's some options. Of course, we always want to look at, okay, maybe we want to get another Rod or a Tier. These things are all fine. Rod, Tier, or Vex isn't the worst thing in the world. Ooh, skirt. So we went ahead and we got the Vex, so that way we can maybe take out one of the Arcanists, or we're just kind of be playing 5 Arcanists. It's not the worst thing in the world. There you go. And, this bow is a little awkward. It's like, yeah, maybe we can turn it into Titans, which isn't awful on her, but it's... You can always reforge it. Okay. So here, again, like, we're just kind of... You don't have to think too hard about... So let's see. If we do want to pull something, we are going to want to pull to the left. So we're just going to kind of position kind of more like this. So that way it's going to favor pulling the unit over here versus over here. Oh. Huh. Imperial Cho'Gath. Okay. Okay. I'm for that. I like that tech. I'm very curious to see where that goes. If he's gonna do like, if he's gonna do pair it with Colossus, obviously, because you have Scion. Yeah, it'd be nice to pick up the Echo pair here, but it's not super necessary. Not worth losing econ. As we all know, you want to make sure that 2 gold in the early game is worth way more than 2 gold in your 9. Bingo bingo bongo. Nice little upgrade. We'll hold on to this for now. If we can, we'll go ahead and buy Leona. In fact, we'll buy Leona, and if we need to sell, we'll sell. So we're going to position against the first place guy, who's actually really strong. I mean, look how many 2-star units he has. It's kind of outrageous. So if we're thinking fling, go ahead, spread our units a little bit. So I'm worried about if I don't want to give him maximum fling value. And we'll see if that'll pay dividends here. Oh, and he has Enforcer? Wow, yeah, he does. Okay, nice Morello there. Yeah, got low on the fling value. High on the Morello value. Yeah, I think our positioning really clinched it there, because if we had the case where he just flung our Swain right into our 2 carriers, then they're stunned, and that's a no-go. And we ruined his streak, so man, we are sitting real pretty. We're at 20 gold. We got a Leona, which is probably going to be our next place into anyway. So we're doing great. We're doing great. Which has been a trend in some of these grinds, but let's go ahead and scout to see. So we already faced that guy. Lucky for us. Top guy. Okay, so we have Mr. Smojo, and we already fought Google, I know that, and C9. So these are going to be our next 2 opponents, more than likely. Keep that in mind. We're thinking about Blitzcrank positioning and how we need to position our backline. Oh, okay, that's a little bit high roll. Okay, tier. That's not bad at all. We'll probably slam that on TF. Ooh, you know, they did recently buff Haj to 33%. So we're definitely going to be putting tier here. Haj might be a bit of a grief, to be honest. I think for now we're going to hold on to this. And because we would want that to be Jeweled Gauntlet quite heavily. So let's go ahead and scout. This guy is just full on. So let's scout this guy. Okay, so we're gonna again play around fling values. So we're gonna do just something like this. Oh, I forgot to level up for Leona. Wow. Okay. Oh, we're playing the streak guy again. Wow. That's and our luck this whole run has been really interesting. Very interesting. Gotta leave in the power TF. Some good cards. Swain doing some work. Okay, well, I was gonna say is that it's definitely not out of the realm to level up to play Leona there to keep your win streak, but we got a little fortunate. Ooh, okay. So that also changes a few things though. Is 6 Arcanist better than 2 Bodyguard? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to keep it like this. And for now, we can... We'll just leave. We'll just stay. We'll hold. We can hold. So again, let's look at the 2 guys we still haven't played yet. So yeah, that's fine here. Yeah, all this looks fine. A little fortunate that Blitzcrank grabbed that unit. Some nice TF cards going. Mouse, though he died, was able to get just enough of his spell off. And we actually got Sunfire K2 on top of it, so it's a nice win. Against some pretty strong assassin board there. And again, we've made 40, so we're sitting pretty. We still have our Leonas. And the reason we want Leona is because... she is very good with Lux for the obvious fact that it gives you Frontline and the Academy. So let's see if we can't first see where Socialite is. Okay, it's kind of like in the middle. It's not exactly great, but let's consider our options here. So Dominance, it's a bit late to hit Dominance at this point. And it would kind of force us to aggressively level and lose Ecron. Scrap Hard isn't the worst, but I don't think we're going to be playing for Scrap anyway. So I'm not super interested in this. So Socialite does give us the opportunity of pretty much just putting our TF one pixel ahead of him. And it'll allow us to kind of have a little bit more damage. And there's still a world that we put Lux in that particular square. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we get 1 gold. Wow. Nice. 1 gold. Let's go. And I think Scrap there is not the worst thing in the world. You know, I would just probably push to make sure that you can play 4 Scrap and then pivot just into 2 Scrap if you're still going to be doing Arcanists. But, you know, at this point, I think, you know, we can get some nice Socialite value going on here. I mean, boom. Look at that. Look at that. TF just picking him up and knocking him down. I don't think we still have fought this dude yet. Yeah. So this one, there's 2 of them. I guess we have a duo here of Smojo Fangirl and Fanboy. Good for him. Good for them. So, so we actually can't pick up Rod because that would make a Blitzcrank pair. So our next best thing is Tier would be fine. Even just grabbing this Lux here and then grabbing the chain off of him. Okay, and that's what we'll do. So is it worth to sell TF right now? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. But is this probably better? I'm going to also say no. I think we're just going to kind of hold. We're going to hold the line. Hold. Like I said, we have Reforger here, which isn't the worst. And I kind of been liking our position kind of spread out a little bit more, and there's a lot of A lot of people clumped up, so we want to kind of stay as spread as possible. Alright. It's a nice scrap value there with the Frozen Heart. And I'm happy that we decided to opt for a little bit more front line. So we definitely were going to need it. Because I think we have plenty of damage. And picking up the Lux here is just kind of being able to start a little bit earlier. And we're not going to be putting the Morellos on the Lux. If anything, we're going to put it on Malzahar. Which is why I haven't been, okay, to sort of try to solidify more of a win streak, we're going to go ahead and lock in the Bodyguard. And did a little bit of work there. Is this worth? Probably not. Let's just keep it like this. Let's look for Blitzcranks though. Okay, so there's one. Go ahead and swap sides here in case I get this Blitzcrank player. Okay, another Frozen Heart. That's pretty nice actually. And being right next to the okay, well, I was about to say, it's like being next to our tank will help him from dying. But no, he just, he died like a dog. Whew. Oh, you tried, Ziggs. But lucky for us, TF can clean it up. Keep the win streak going. I told y'all TF is a good win streaker. It's not, definitely not much of a secret, though. I'll tell you that much. Pretty well known. So now that we'll get our last batch of items, we can see what we actually want to reforge here. And then hopefully start just playing into a Lux board, which is mostly just clumping up and believing. For the most part. Okay. Whew, we have a lot here that we can get rid of, that's for sure. Well, that's first of all a nice pickup. So blue buff is good. We definitely want one of those. And one of these gloves is just fine. So probably what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this. Sell here. Reforge these and see what we get. Another fist. Excellent. Excellent. Well, okay, Zeke's is not awful. I mean, more attack speed means more casts, which, I mean, is just overall really good. I mean, TF with blue buff is really going to help us scale into level 8. And we can even put sparring gloves on him now. Just because why not? This bow is really the sticky wicket, but we can figure something out with it. You know, honestly, at this point, it's not even the worst idea to try to pivot into some sort of Kaisa, but I'm just going to keep on keeping on. And here, you know, we have this Zeke, so let's again check for Blitzcrank pulls. Okay, he's pulling left. Assassins are going right. So we're going to do something like, we'll eventually put him over there to the right-hand side here. Oh, wow. Yeah, he swapped. Good for him. Oh, wow. His team just got deleted. What in the... I swear I blinked. What? It's a really cool board. Look at a little chibi Jinx. Only like $20. Wow. Okay, I mean, it is a unit. Try to keep our winning streak going. Why not? Let's level again. More front line. Can't hurt. And I believe that was the only Blitzcrank player, so... what we're going to do is that we're going to keep... it's a real shame that they have assassins jumping over here, so... I'm going to keep TF on this right-hand side, because I've been seeing a lot of assassins going here. And we really do want TF casting in this direction, but... You know, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. Well, these are some pretty good TF casts. Now the power level of this one cost is a little bit ridiculous. Go ahead, sell and make 50. And you know, I told myself that I was done going to 9. Yet here I am, ready to go 9. Alright, so obviously we want Rod, but we're probably not going to be able to get that. Which is a bit of a shame. So, yeah. And we're not really going to be able... Okay, so we still have chance at Raptor, so we can hold out. I mean, if we can get Kaisa, we're going to pick up Kaisa. And there's a 0% chance, yeah. So, in this case, we'll go ahead and we'll just... There you go, we'll do this. Oh, I was going to say we could pick up another fist so that we could, And you just have a random bow on you? Nah. Let's not. Yeah, that's actually okay. I can make it work. So, okay, huh? That's definitely... We have one of those. Alright, so I said we weren't going to go 9, yet here we are going 9. You know, I just can't help it sometimes. I just can't help it. Okay, good. We're away from all the assassins. TF not ulting all the units, but that's okay. Oh. Cool. Alright. TF good unit. Alright, you know, maybe I could just reduce this entire playthrough to, hey, get a... just play TF. Alright, so here there's a couple of options. I mean, all of these are actually pretty good. The default is new recruit, and frankly, I'm just going to pick it. It's pretty mindless. You don't have to think about it too hard. Even do something like this. There you go. And we'll hold on to this in case we want to play 8 Arcanists. And we're just maxing and relaxing. So let's again look for Blitzcranks here. We just played the Assassin guy. So we'll go ahead and try to get his some maximal value. Like so. Who does actually have the most attack speed? 8, 6. Wow, she attacks so fast! Whose girls is this? Since I have my units on the left-hand side, I'm just kind of sharpening up that end. Ugh. I immediately regret clumping. Oh, well. You know, it is one of those things. 5 Imperial. Guess they get lifesteal or something? It seemed a bit... Or is it Omnivamp? Who did I just play? This fellow? Is it Omnivamp? It is Omnivamp. Okay, that explains it. Well, that's what I get for clumping, I suppose. Alright, more armor. Cool. Excellent. Okay, more armor. Alright, well... saying that's unfortunate, it's a bit of an understatement, but we now do have the opportunity to play a lot of Arcanists, so I think we will do that. Probably do something like this, and here we'll do this. Give it to Victor, so he just has items. Use Titans. There you go. That's our board for right now. We'll work on it a little bit more later. Definitely have the world's fastest attacking Victor. And, you know, it turns out he doesn't even need AP. Oh my gosh. We have... Oh yeah, because our front line. So do we have... Bodyguard? Okay, we're definitely looking to replace this Blitzcrank, by the way. So let's go ahead and do that. Probably going to put it on the Yumi. Bramble here so we get extra value. And for scrap, we'll go ahead and do this for scrap value. And let's continue to roll. Just looking for every Arcanist known to man, I suppose. And obviously pivot into that at some point. If we want to play that over... I don't really have room for it now that I'm really looking. Our TF got grabbed. And I don't think our Victor casted. No, he didn't. Alright, probably time to pivot some items. So this guy, wow, he actually is at 9 as well. There's a couple of really strong players here. Let's keep rolling. Okay, you know, probably get some scholar values, probably a good idea. Keep this going. Not playing this. Some good scholar value. Not 3-star in you. I just forgot that, yeah, I put that on our only Victor, but it's okay. It's okay. Victor almost got cast off. Alright, so we're definitely bleeding here a little bit until we kind of get off of our TF carry. But it's okay. It's all okay. You know, we definitely greeted for it, but we had plenty of health to go for it. And ooh, Academy Spatula here would be fantastic. Frankly, a lot of these items would be great, but I don't think we're going to be getting any of them. That Kaisa, that's definitely not staying here. But you never know. I mean, guess we'll just grab Lux. Okay. So our Lux has some items now? Question mark? Yeah, I'm still rolling for Lux too, that's right. Okay, there's a Victor. So we'll do this. Probably should eventually actually do that now. Quicker casts. Morello's. We can. Here. Huh. Oh, okay. Alright, and let's go from there. Maybe Leona needs to get replaced at some point. Oh, there's that freaking... Wow, it's Tank Kaisa, too. I actually think that's pretty cool. I actually think that's really cool. I mean, it's not good, but it's cool. It's cool. That I cannot deny. I was getting some dots in. So there's the idea of like, okay, we replace Leona, Yumi with like Scion. Not the worst idea in the world, but we just don't really have room for it. Pretty happy about that. Whoa, those are some Victor items. Let's go. Okay, so let's actually look at Blitzcranks. Do we have Blitzcranks? Can we finally corner our unit? Yeah, we can finally corner our unit. Let's go. Ugh. Turns out that all of those chalices still do help. Okay, hopefully Google will die and we can just be like, fuck. Oh no. What have we done top 4? Oh, well, that's a nice upgrade. Ooh. A sword. Alright, who's auto-attacking the most? Ziggs? Alright, Ziggs, you're gonna get... Oh, Ziggy. So will you ever just get Chalice for me? That would be actually kind of pog. Alright, what are we rolling for? Not much, to tell you the truth. Not much. I do think there is a world where you sell Yuumi and Leona for like a Scion, and then you put the Arcanist emblem on it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's technically the correct play. Get a nice spread of units, that way, you know, when the Scion comes cracking down. Oh, we're contested. You know, I didn't even notice this. I didn't even notice this. Okay. Alright, well, there you go. Good job me scouting. Saying I was going to pick up that augment because it wasn't contested. By the way, does that have 3-star? Is that a 3-star? Hey, 3-star Seraphine. Cool.
I can make a difference here.
Alright, let's see if we can actually make a difference here. Oh. Oh, and 3-star Oriana? Ooh. Well, that is suboptimal. Yeah, that's some golden ticket value right there. And alright, well, odds are we're gonna at least get a top 2, so nothing, no harm, no foul. So that last battle was pretty much all AP damage, so I wouldn't be surprised if we look to try to pivot into something. Well, we don't really... I don't know if any amount of Enchanter is going to help. But we'll keep our eyes open. Oh, huge upgrade. Okay, pretty happy with this positioning. Not really happy with those victory items, but, you know. He's going to be surviving. Oh, he has Blitzcrank. Oh, he put in Blitzcrank. Remember we talked about that. I was like, oh yeah, I can finally not worry about that. But I have the antithesis of frontline, so we're probably going to actually get out of 8 Arcanist. Oh. That is going to be such a sad 3rd place. Be a very sad 3rd place. Alright, more worthless items. Let's go. Let's just take more Zeeks, because we want more attack speed for quicker casts. That's my logic. And it turns out this Socialite didn't really work out super well, but that's okay. There is, you know, on this particular variation we can. Oh. Okay, let's just sell everything and see. Oh, I don't know why I didn't pick up Rompair, but you know, these mistakes happen. Wow. Do something like this. Okay, I mean, is he at least fighting him? Okay, so this is the fight I actually cared about watching. Because there's a 0% chance we obviously win this, but I don't feel like there's a non-0% chance that he doesn't win. Alright, there we go. We'll go ahead and hit this man with a... Well, we'll let him. We'll let him finish us off. And for now, I'll just be like, okay, well, let's just... Huge upgrade! Let's do something like this. It's a bit of a lost cause. We're just kind of positioning to position. Huge Victor laser. But we accomplished the mission. We went ahead and we essentially just one streaked. We scare me. I'm not even sure about that. We win streaked into getting a pretty nice board and being able to go 9 fairly easily. So nice to get a going from a 6 to a 2nd, and actually utilizing and actually wow, this guy actually got 4th. That's right. What a very interesting lobby this one was. But again we just talked about maximizing our augments. We took the enchanter one, not the enchanter one, the mage one sooner, and in round 1, and for the most part it definitely worked out. It allowed us to use TF to carry, which frankly you can use TF at any time to carry, but we definitely saw the value of a good augment pairing with an even better unit. So there you go. Hopefully y'all learned something there. We're going to be talking about augments more on the next episode, but if you have anything that you want to talk about, post it in the comments below. Follow me on Twitch, where you can watch me climb on my Masters account. And I'm going to start saying this every episode. I've been playing on my Masters account. Those are easier than this. I don't know, man. The people in gold are smurfing. I'm starting to feel for you guys. But again, following the fundamentals, the laws of averages is going to keep y'all in the win column. And the only way to climb is to play games. So go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe. I guess like, comment, subscribe. Again, hit the bell, follow me on Twitch. Thank y'all for watching.